What is going on here? Really good at this camera stuff nowadays. I'll do a little point and shoot. Right, now, for about 10 minutes since I last edited that last video that you've probably already watched by now, but I'm in limbo where I need to figure out everything before I leave and figure out what stuff that I need to order and have a look at all the stuff that we've got and make sure everything's all right. So when I get back, I can just crack on. I've got a week or 10 days where I can just carry on with the truck as soon as I get back. So, what is in these massive boxes? The heaviest thing ever. This is the most important thing about this truck. Yeah, drop spindles. I can't believe how heavy this thing is. It's absolutely ridiculous. That is a full disc conversion and drop spindle for a C20. Now, why we had to get this, I'll tell you. A C20, which is what this truck is heavy duty. If you had a C10, it would look the same, but it wouldn't be heavy duty. So, on the heavy duty, you get 8 lug drum brakes. This is the spindle, this bit here, and this is obviously the center where that hole is. That is the center of the spindle. So we need drop spindle. And if you look here, honestly, these are literally about 35 kilos each, all fully assembled, so it's quite heavy. This bit here, the center, is 2.5 inches higher than it was. So you get basically free 2.5 inches of drop with this casting here. Now they don't make a drop spindle for the drum brake, so we had to convert to disc brake. So that was a whole ordeal just to get the disc brakes. And before anyone says, oh, you could have just converted to oh look, they've like ground the caliper so it fits. Nice. America. Anyway, yeah, they don't make a spindle for 8 lug drum brakes. It's because of the wheel cylinders and stuff, I do believe. It gets all involved up here. So, you might just be thinking, put it on a 5-star setup, it's much cheaper, blah, blah, blah. But obviously, we've got 8 lug rear beam as well, or rear axle. And these tyres are pretty much touching here when it's on full drop anyway. So if we run adapters, the wheels wouldn't fit. And if we convert it to 5 lug, we'd have to change everything like this again anyway. And on top of that, we'd need a full set of 5 lug wheels, which is a whole ordeal when you're trying to get the car low. So this is absolutely necessary, and to be honest, it was probably the cheapest option after everything. Wheels, everything, postage, the lot. This would have been the cheapest option. Now, I don't mind the standard steels. I think Nathan doesn't mind the standard steels either. They think they look decent with the white walls. You're just pretty limited to width as well. So even if you've got aftermarket stuff, I don't think you get the right size that you wanted that would look decent. But the standard wheels do look good when they're on the truck and it's all laid out. So yeah, 8 lug drop spindle kit, comes with all the ball joints, track rod ends, the inner track rod end bits, came with braided lines and stuff like that. I've just noticed that they've put these calipers on the wrong side. Yeah, they have. It's very helpful of them. Have they? Looks like the wrong side to me. That is supposed to be on the top, otherwise it's never going to bleed. And I'm pretty sure they put them on the wrong side, which was potentially why they had to grind the cast in. Fucking hell, man. Let's fit this side. Left, right, top. I think they did it wrong. Anyway, so that's obviously one of the things that's just needed to check everything was okay there, and it all looks pretty normal. Next, steering column. So this is a splined steering column with a flat bit in it, and obviously that's splined with a pinch. I need to figure out how to get, I don't know how to measure this and that. Obviously this bit should be okay because it's got a grub screw in it. That bit should be fine. But this end one with the flat edge on it, it's pretty funky. My plan is to get a UJ, some of this D-rod, and then another spherical bearing, like mount off here somewhere. Hopefully, anyway. But I need all that so the control arm clears the steering shaft, which is another ordeal. I need to figure out how I'm going to order this. I don't know how it works. Basically, I think you measure it like this. You get your vernier in the splines, like in the teeth. 18.5. So yeah, I think that's how it measured. So I need to buy some UJs and some D-rod. This is what they call D-rod, even though it's not a D, it's like an oval. Get some of that on order. Make a column that way, I do believe. Right, look at this. This was hiding behind the steering box. That's mangled. Obviously, I think that this is probably the wrong steering box and they've tried to put the steering box in there. So, it's a bit strange, but this is to be expected on a truck this old. So yeah, what I've opted to do is raise the steering box 20mm. I've marked out both sides. Obviously these bottom holes will still fit. The top holes are not. So I'm gonna have to build a little pedestal on the top of each one to get the top holes in. One on that side as well, so that is annoying. And also, I'm probably gonna weld this back up, make sure it clears. But yeah, just drill it in there first and carry on now. As you can see, this one's going to be quite easy to mount. But this one, I've got to dig in, and this one I've got to dig in and sort of recess it in there. Need to open up this a bit more, and then this is where the problems also start. That arm is right up against the chassis rail there, and then this is probably just going to clear, just going to touch this, so I need to do a little semicircle notch to let this pass through. Good fun, good fun. So I've been looking at it for a little while and thinking, what's the best possible and cleanest outcome? Because obviously I need to weld this back up anyway. So I'm going to cut a slice in there, and then I'm going to use this pipe. So I'm going to cut like this much out of it, and then I'm just going to do a strip of that, cut it, and put it in there. So you want to mark. This is where the bolt holes are going to be. Obviously that one's very obvious. I'm just going to go that sort of thing. It only needs a tiny little bit, but this is going to neaten up everything. And then after it's bolted on and moving, I'll be able to see where it's going to hit on there. Like so. See that clearance there? That's nice. It's bolted up. Well, two of them. Obviously this is not in there properly. But now I can turn it, right? Look at this. Oh, there's another problem. Just on that edge. So, it probably doesn't go much further than that, if I'm honest. But, well, we've got to see how far it goes, I guess. Annoying as it is. But now it's there, I can actually draw around this bit and then draw around that bit as well. So I spent ages trying to chore out as little as I could, just for it to cut it all out anyway. I'm gonna make a notch panel that curves round here, you can see that, and then curves around back in there, and then weld along this edge here with a little bump and carry on. But before I do that, I'm going to tackle the other side and make sure it definitely clears down here, because if it doesn't, well, we're in trouble. And I've cut all this out for no reason and I have to go higher. Right, does it clear the suspension like we initially set out to be? Yes, look, loads and loads of gap underneath that. Next point of contact. So that's quite an angle there. I don't know where that's going to sit until all the suspension's on. So I'm going to leave that out for now. But it does all clear like that. I'm trying to do one hand now. All clears until you get to here. So it's not as drastic as notch on this one. It's literally just the bare minimum, as you can see there, which is not the end of the world. I'm good with that. I can continue on with that side and just do a little notch on here, and then I think I might just do all of it and then catch up with you after it's all done, because this is, yeah, it's intense. That extra 20 mil of lift on the steering box has, yeah, it's created quite a lot of annoyance. What I can say is that the notch that needs to be done on here, well, look, will probably be very minimal, as in that is all the way up there. You know what I mean? That's fully right up there. So it'll be a minimal amount of notch in there, but I know I can continue boxing all this back in now properly and getting it all welded up. So I'll show you that like when it's tacked in, and I've made that piece there. Right, many hours later, this is what I've come up with. I haven't welded underneath that bolt yet, so I'll show you that. Obviously welded that notch in the backside, made this plate out of 5 mil. I'll take the steering box off now and I'll show you. I think I'm going to run a flat edge around here, just so it doesn't act as like a kink point. And then afterwards I'm probably going to box the whole chassis in anyway, just so I can be double sure it's going to be super strong. But yeah, pretty happy with that. Obviously I need to weld on this bottom edge, but I'm going to do that on the ramp when it comes to it. Not bad, I quite like the way that's turned out. I'm probably going to weld up these extra holes here, 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 here. Obviously I still got to do this top bit. I've marked it out where they're going to be, but it's like 8 o'clock at night now, so I need to go home. That's a bit long at the minute because I haven't finished, haven't welded. Yeah, pretty happy how it's come out. Obviously there's going to be a little notch here for the track rod once it's all together, but it's a work in progress. I'm probably gonna finish this off tomorrow. Yeah. And then do this side as well. Like so, and then obviously one there as well. So that's bolted up now. It doesn't actually sit flush with the chassis around. I was doing my head in going, why is that? And you can see here, you might not be able to see on camera, this casting, the top half, sits further back than the bottom half. I assume whatever this steering box came off it was meant to like contour around the chassis, so yeah, that's why it sits a bit wonky and weird. But I'm gonna weld that in there, and then I've decided that I'm gonna box it back in, cut a slit on here, bend it up, and then box it in so you can get a socket in from the inside. It's so close, but I want to get a socket in there. I think, I'm not too sure. Yeah, fuck it, we'll go for it. That is what I've come up with. Little notch underneath there, so I can get the socket on, and then this one was a piece of piss. Obviously, that had to go straight over the top, welded on there. Yeah, happy with that. A lot of bloody work. Obviously, I still want to fill in that little pocket there. I should have done that before I welded it all in, but here's what it is. Yeah, I like that. That's come out pretty decent, to be fair. Now I just got to figure out how to do this one, because this is a lot bigger of a bolt on this side. So it's not that small like M12 they got there, it's like an M14. Well, M10, M12. Little half moon shape over that. Only need the tiniest little bit. So, just that bit to do now. Figure out a way or game plan. So, on this side, obviously the steering box was threaded. However, on this side, it was nut and bolted. So what I did was I opened this up, reshaped it a little bit, and then welded the nuts to the back side. So now this just threads in instead of being nut and bolted. The only reason I'd have to open it up loads like this was so I could get a socket onto it. But if it's threaded, I could just get it from here, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, that is that side done. And following that, that is the whole steering box complete. So yeah, that is full steering. We're clearanced above our subframe. We're clearanced above here. We have full steering. I wish that steering box would give up and just accept that we don't want the oil in there. Like that. Perfect. Now, I'm not going to film it in this video, but just needs a clearance. For that would be like a half moon shape. I'll put it in another video somewhere when I'm putting it all back together, but yeah, that's that done. That's another job ticked off the list just before I disappear for Italy. Now, I actually did measure again, and this was ended up being a 28mm steering box lift. Not 20, 28. I measured it each side, but right on the edge of the original holes. And obviously, I didn't measure from the center to center, so it was 28mm higher. But that should be plenty for what we need. It took me like a day and a half, but we got there in the end. What an absolute pain in the arse just for the smallest little thing. Oh well, here's what it is. Done it now. That's what's needed. That extra couple of inches on your car takes the most fucking time. Anyway, so expect to like week or so off the truck. When I get back, I've got a tight deadline, so I'll try and keep up with the videos, but it might be like a lot of hours going into this, but you'll see some Italy videos during the week. I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling around XS car night in Italy, so I'll show you some videos and stuff when we're there. It's supposed to be amazing, really. All the XS car nights are usually amazing anyway, but this is a new thing in Italy, so hopefully all goes to plan. I don't get seized in Germany, and we have a great weekend. Thank you very much. Goodbye.